We really just had an amazing team that went out to the reservation. They come together. We came together like we wouldn't have even believed. People from different walks of life, different ages, and we really just melded somehow.
This team, the thing I remember most about this mission trip was how the team bonded. We grew deep together, we grew deep fast. We developed relationships, friendships, and we just loved each other.
Just being a part of doing the Lord's work was phenomenal. The other part that was just amazing was just spending the time and sharing that time with my family, with my wife and Lindley, and I can't describe how special that was to me.
And I was really surprised of the connection I made with everybody on the trip because I was the youngest.
We went out there to minister and serve the Apaches, but I think we came back ministering to each other and serving one another, and that's what was so neat about this trip.
It was such a tremendous blessing to be able to serve alongside the teammates that God put together. And when I say that, that's exactly what I mean, because I remember a time in Jimmy's office back in May of this year when I told Jimmy, I just don't think we're going to have a team available to go. And I was fully preparing not to go. And then the middle, towards the end of May, individuals just started coming to me, individuals that for all practical purposes had no place in going, but God really put it on their heart, and put it on their heart in a powerful way that they were to go.
When I first heard about it, it sparked a little bit of interest, but I was giving God every excuse in the book for months why I shouldn't go. One day Rick came up to me and said, I really think you should go on the mission trip. And I gave him every excuse I'd been giving God. And Rick told me that if it was meant to be, God would pave the way. And he did.
Once our team came together and we started meeting regularly through the months of June and July, this team came together in a powerful way. And it was just such a blessing to see that happen. And come the 1st of August, when our week to leave was there, I mean, we were ready. We didn't exactly know what was in store for us, but as a team, we were ready.
I found the trip very fulfilling. I enjoyed it very much. The jail, when we went to the men's jail, was probably the highlight for me anyway. I spoke to one of the guys there and had a lot of empathy for him. He was really heartsick. He had just got a DUI on a Friday, and so I ministered to him. We
went out to do all the things that we knew to do, go into the jails, go into the treatment center, provide a vacation Bible school for the Apache kids.
Children like little Rambo and Angel. We had 2 or 3 different angels and stars, and just the children's faces will forever be burned into our minds and our hearts.
I think the most impact I got on the trip was from the children, because they were just so loving and accepting, and it really surprised me, but they were just great, and they were so much fun to be with.
Shadow, he was a young Apache boy, and he'd gone through a lot. He grew up in a rough lifestyle, I guess. He had just a tough way to go.
We did some face painting out there that was just adorable, and the kids out there are just like the kids here. They love face painting. They love stories. They love to hear about Jesus. They love love. They love eating pickles and Kool-Aid. Of course, our kids probably wouldn't love that so much, but they are just normal kids living in an abnormal situation.
And the things they said, like about Jesus and, The way they acted at church, it was just like being at home. And I helped Crystal one day, and there was these two twins that just wouldn't leave me alone, and it was so fun. They were the cutest things. And I felt sad that I couldn't take them home.
I went out 2 years ago with the same team and seen what was out there and what they were doing, what the kind of tasks they were trying to accomplish as far as their work out there, and then to come back 2 years later and see the accomplishments they have created, that God's been working out there in such a miraculous way that it's so awesome to see.
Just looking at these people, and you know, they're all just people just like us. They're just in a situation and, you know, a lifestyle, and my heart really went out to them. When we went to the Rainbow Treatment Center, a lot of the ladies, they just really cried out for help, and they were ready to make changes and ready to make the next step, but they just don't have the means.
You just can't forget. You know, there's a lot of faces that I can still remember, and a lot of the people.
We ministered in a tremendous way to the missionary families. This team on Sunday, when we got there, realized the extent of the hurt and the pain that this missionary team out there was experiencing in true South Union style. Set them in chairs, huddled around them, laid hands on them, and just prayed for God to do some healing, just prayed for God to lift them where they were and what they were going through, whether it was an emotional situation with a marriage that was pretty much over by one of the families, to the physical medical situation that Pete and Kim were struggling with Kim's life. We were a part of the White Mountain Apache Christian Church on the 2nd, which I think was the first Sunday that we were away from our church family here. So we were a part of their church service.
Now they've grown to, you know, over a couple hundred, and so, you know, just in 2 years they're really making strides. And I noticed that the people are a little more receptive. They're more, you know, there is no hope out there for them except for Jesus Christ, and they're actually starting to see that hope now, so it's a good thing.
I pray that we were used in some way to help them with that. I don't know how I was used, honestly. I just know that I was, and I was blessed. And so I would just say to anybody who's thinking of going on a mission trip, if you're even thinking of it, start praying, because God can use you in a mighty way.
One of the things that I wanted to say to our church family was just thank you, because, I mean, not only is it always a privilege to be able to serve God in whatever capacity and whatever ways that He wants us to serve, but whenever a church family gets behind you and supports you in your serving by sending and financial support, as well as prayer support, I mean, that's an awesome privilege. And I just wanted to say thank you to the church.